Hello and welcome, friends. Peter is back. Assassin's Creed is back. We're gonna have some fun.
Hopefully.
This is, of course, Gamereactor Live, and we're playing through the main Assassin's Creed games, and we've made it to number 2.
We did.
Which
we did. First one 2 weeks ago.
Yes. Every 2 weeks we're doing it. Every second Wednesday we did AC1, and now made it to our pal Ezio. In many ways, this was the game that really made Assassin's Creed into something bigger, right? Like this is where
it actually got good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good ideas in the first one, but this is where it began to be a little bit more refined and
yeah, this is where they actually took the good ideas and turned them into a good game, because the first one wasn't very good. So this is really where things started to pick up.
All right, and we've played a little bit before the stream to have something to show. Sadly, we tried to use my saves and stuff. That's the long explanation. Didn't really work. But can you explain where we're at in the story?
We're very early on in the story, actually. We have...
Of course, as I said before, this is the story of Ezio.
It's the story of Ezio.
We're in Italy.
Auditore di Firenze. We're gonna spoil stuff.
Yeah. So we're gonna spoil Assassin's Creed 2 today.
Assassin's Creed 1. We're gonna start spoiling the end of that.
Yes, let's do it.
That ends with because we have our dear main character Desmond. Of course, he's been kidnapped by the Templars.
That's the present day guy.
That's the present day guy, and then he's put. It sounds so silly when you try to explain stuff.
It is silly.
Yeah, it is silly. He's put into this machine by the evil Templars to look through his ancestral DNA memories. And he gets to go back into the memories to Altair in the 12th or 11th century.
Yeah.
And that's the first game. And then towards the end of that game, he's saved from the Templars by Templars double agent.
Apple of Eden.
He finds the Apple of Eden. Yeah, that's when things really get crazy. Anyway, so Desmond is saved by the assassins at the very beginning of this, and taken
so the whole
to
going
a safe
into
house.
the Animus was actually with the Templars he was doing
Yes,
that, right? Yeah.
And now he'd been liberated by the assassins, taken to a safe house, and now he's supposed to learn how to be an assassin.
Because they also have an Animus, right?
Everybody has an Animus. And now he's going to learn how to be an assassin through.
Can you imagine like
memories.
an Oprah show where they're like, you get an Animus, you get check under your chair.
That's actually a really good idea for Unity. That might be the backstory of Unity. That's how it begins. That's why.
Check our stream. Maybe we'll give out.
We'll have an Animus for everybody. So that's how. No, never mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, he goes back into another ancestral memory of Ezio Auditore di Firenze.
Beautiful guy. This guy.
That guy. What a man.
And so this is in Italy. Different cities actually start in
Florence.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you go to different cities around Italy.
Yes.
And
Venice is a place.
Venice is cool as well. Yep. And I think you could do a little bit in Rome, but where Brotherhood is all about Rome, right?
Brotherhood is all about Rome.
But so you played the beginning, and I guess again spoilers. We've gotten close to the point where the game really picks up and sort of the main story starts, right?
Like the beginning is only an introduction to Ezio as a character. He's a ladies' man. He likes his wine and his singing and his women. And now, mostly in the beginning, you mostly have some fight with some other street thugs, and you get to run some errands for your family. But now you're starting to realize that something is off. Something is happening behind the scenes. You're not sure what it is. You've been running some errands for your father, and now something is just...
Actually, maybe we should just play that and then talk about it when it
happens.
happens.
Because now we're at that point where I think
it should happen soon.
Yeah, things will happen. I realized that I'm actually clumsier in this game than the first one, so I might actually make...
It's not just you being rusty?
It could be, but things went actually pretty smooth last time. I'm gonna make a complete ass of myself.
And of course, if you're watching, join the chat, and we'll give out. We gave out a Steam code for this last time and a figure, but we actually, I guess, sort of forgot to give out this copy because we might as well. So we're giving this away. the first Assassin's Creed. We're giving away the copy we're playing now.
Yep.
AC2 and 360. And then we have a Revelations copy on PS3 that also includes the first Assassin's Creed. And it says on the back, discount vouchers for AC2 and Brotherhood.
Yep.
So if you haven't played Assassin's Creed before, this will also be a good way to jump in.
Good start. And of course, Revelations is a third game about Ezio.
Yeah. So it goes AC1, AC2, Brotherhood, Revelations, and then we get to 3 and 4.
Exactly. So now we completely missed what's going on here, but something... Oh, he's right, his father has been arrested.
Oh, I actually remember this mission.
So let's go find out, see what happened. And just looking at the cities are so much nicer in this game than in the first one.
Yeah. But there were a couple of years between these games, right? Where
not
after
many,
this is
like
when they
2.
started doing one every year, I think.
Yeah.
Does it say here in the back? It says 2007, and I think this is 9.
Probably that's before they started doing
Yeah,
the year.
2009. Yeah, and then Brotherhood was 10.
I was kind of funny. I actually went back to the GRTV archives. Okay, so I'm supposed to reach. Oh, great! Here it is.
I love that you instantly just goes.
He knows how to fight, man. What can I say? And he actually, from the start, knows how to counterattack. It's
Altair didn't.
no, Altair can magically. Altair has this moment in the beginning of the game where we talked about that last week. That your Metroid moments where you have all this cool stuff, and all of a sudden you can no longer use it.
Maybe that was what I was, because I remember us talking about that, where I feel like this game did it really well, where you feel like you know the basics, like your character can do the basics,
Yep.
but you still learn stuff throughout the game about how to do things.
Yeah, you get like where I was up there, not being able to do that jump. It's kind of annoying, but you get this tool to do that later, so you can do longer jumps.
I think the same goes for Brotherhood, where you don't lose all the stuff, but you then have the whole thing. That's the one where you started having the crew of assassins to help you, right?
Yeah.
So you don't. It's sometimes annoying when there's a sequel to a game and they strip away all your gadgets and all your moves for some stupid reason. And here there's.
See?
Mostly it seems that you start out with everything and then they just sort of add on top instead, where like Revelations had the bombs that we also talked about last time.
And then one of the things I liked about Black Flag is
Do you
that
have the...
no,
Okay.
I don't have any weapons yet.
Okay. Yeah, Black Flag.
It was really nice. But he can just move and act and do everything like an assassin straight away, despite the fact he's not an assassin.
He's Italian, no.
In Black Flag.
Oh, but he...
You start out just being able to do whatever.
Yeah, but there he is also... Like, he is a pirate or whatever, right?
He is, but... Anyway, let's see what we can find up here. Oh, I've been spotted.
It's weird. I so loved always just doing the towers.
Yeah? It gets really old after a while.
It never did for me. That's one of the things that for some reason whenever I turn on Assassin's Creed, I just want to go find all the towers.
Can you come to my place and do that for the first game for me? So
Even
many
sometimes when
damn
we're
towers.
and it's similar in like if games that has a similar thing. Far Cry had it, and you know other games where even if I play here and it's not my save, I can't. I have to do it. And the same with some of the collectibles and stuff.
Explain. There is no time. Listen closely. Return to the house. In my office is a...
All right, the hello guy actually says, you know there is a bug when you come to the executions that you can counter the heavies?
Everything you find inside.
Oh,
Much of it
I
may
did
seem
not know
strange
that.
to you,
let's see
but all
what
of it
we
is
can
important.
make that work.
Do you understand? Yes. Good.
Even if you
The
haven't
only
learned it, he
contents is
says.
a letter,
Okay.
and with it some documents. I need you to take these documents.
And one guy we talked a lot about last time is Leonardo da Vinci.
I was just about to bring him up.
Yeah, he's already been introduced. You're already running a quick errand for him.
I think that's a really cool way of doing that whole thing.
You see him? Oh, there we go. You want me to run up the tower then?
You need to do that.
Okay.
The other thing is actually it's very helpful because you'll be able to see the map and see where everything is and all that.
Because it's not like Ezio is in...
Is
in any hurry.
No, that's the thing whenever I do it. Like when you get to the story and they're like, oh, you better go save this guy. And then I'm just like, I'm just going to do 12 of these viewpoints and just run like around and like skip everything.
That's always what I love about Final Fantasy games. You need to save the world. Yeah, sure. I'm just going to do this chocobo racing. And now watch me screw this up.
Was it last time where you accidentally jumped down without doing
Yes.
synchronous?
Yes. That might have happened. I learned my lesson though. And it's kind of fun because that whole thing, like leaping down, it's called a leap of faith in the first game. There's actually there's lore stuff around it.
Yeah.
In this game, he just does it because he's cool.
I think in this one it still sort of makes sense, you know, with the wagons and stuff. It's sort of, the more games we've had, the more it's like, okay, yeah, we need it for gameplay, but all right, in the middle of the countryside, there's a thing here all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever. I think it works for the gameplay, so I don't have a big problem with that.
No, I mean,
I'd rather. I think gameplay over story in that way for sure.
I'm going to do a lot of falling down today, I feel. And not finding my way in, probably. Out of my way. Where the hell am I? Yeah, this is how you do it. This is how you get home. Well, I like his backstory. I like how you, because sure he is a bit of an asshole, but
Yeah, but I think it works. I think, like we talked about it last time, like which is the better Assassin's Creed, and I sort of lean towards Black Flag. But I think the more thing I would actually pick this one. I think Black Flag is probably the best game now, but if you look at when it came out and stuff, I think this is actually a really good game. And
it is a really good game.
It's the only one I've gotten everything in, and I even started doing the chests, even though it had nothing to do with trophies. And
it didn't finish the feathers, did you?
I did everything.
Oh, oh yeah, right.
Yeah, for this one I did. And I think the story works. I'm not a big fan of the whole Desmond thing, but I think the story for the actual, for Ezio and the whole thing in Italy works really well.
I like how...
Oh, he just looks cool already.
He does. What I really... let's see. I mean, he's an ass, but he's a likable ass.
Yeah, there's something, I mean, I don't think it's quite on that level, but there's some, like, a little bit of Han Solo or something like that about him, where he is a little bit, he's not perfect, you know, but there's something about him where you sort of forgive him, and it almost makes him a more interesting character, that he's not, that he is a little bit of an ass, and he is a little bit of a ladies' man and all that stuff, you know?
Yeah. You really get to know him and really get to like him. Yeah, and feel for him. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. I think it's important because you really feel for him because of what happens to him, and like, even though he's not the nicest guy in the world, you sort of empathize with him because of what he goes through. And
Yeah. And it was, of course, very important to loot all the people you kill.
Yeah.
Because that's something a nobleman would do.
I love if we take out a whole group of enemies and then you just start doing the on everyone.
Considering how much stuff you can buy in this, you actually get access to a villa.
Yeah.
Or it's more of a small village. And no, there's a villa.
Yeah, it's a villa in this one.
And then there's a small village in Brotherhood. But
Yeah, and spoilers for that, the Brotherhood starts out with you. They actually destroy your villa and all the...
It's not Revelations? Is that Brotherhood?
No, it's Brotherhood.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that because I had gotten everything, and for people who haven't played this, I would really recommend early on getting, like it might seem stupid with the paintings and all of that stuff, but everything you buy for your villa actually gives you more money over time that you can go get from the banks. And if you do that, you'll have money for better equipment really fast. So I would really recommend doing that. And then I would have all the paintings and all that stuff in the villa. And then Brotherhood starts out with them just wrecking your place. And that is sort of the story in Brotherhood, that you want to avenge that. So there's a lot of vengeance in Assassin's Creed.
A lot of vengeance, yeah.
Ezio Auditore? What are you doing here at this hour? I don't... Wait, child. Take a breath. Collect your thoughts.
It's a brilliant stuff like that. It's such a brilliant thing that you buy all the paintings and the weapons and you show them off in your house. And for some reason, it becomes a point of pride. Like, look at my villa. Which is why I love housing and like MMOs. Like, come and look at my house. Absolutely pointless. Probably better designed and probably like better stuff in there than my own apartment.
But yeah, it makes it feel worth doing some of the things.
Yeah.
For sure.
And they'll be released. Thank you, Signore. Of course, my
Don't trust
child.
him.
Do you need a place to stay? You're more than welcome here.
And of course, it should be said, we already have some awesome Assassin's themed clothing on early
Everything
on.
is going to be fine.
All right, we should start, I guess, giving away this.
Yep.
So, what do you think? So for people wondering, we're giving away the 360 version of the first Assassin's Creed first. Should we ask a question, or like that people need to know, or?
Well, if they haven't played the game before, they might want to give.
Yeah, it should. Well, I would hope people who enter this it's people who don't already have it. That would be.
I have a collection of Assassin's Creed 1 boxes at home. Just because.
I want all the copies.
You figure that out. I have guards to kill, you know.
It's true. But you're the guy who knows. Should we maybe ask a question about some lore-ish stuff?
Some lore-ish stuff?
But I guess it shouldn't if it were giving away the first one.
No.
It should for people who don't know.
Exactly. So let's start there.
All right.
Yes.
So, all right. I'll think a little bit and come up with a good question.
That's your job. Okay, now I'm just killing random people on the streets. It's not
Isn't
really
that when
nice.
it says like Ezio wouldn't do this?
And these guys are actually marked as bad guys. So.
I love when games say, "Oh, this character you're playing didn't do that." So
Yeah,
stop.
keep doing that and you'll get punished. And then you kind of have to kind of try how many civilians can actually
I think
kill.
that was
before,
Assassin's Creed, because I remember hating the fucking guitar dudes. You remember those?
Oh yeah, the ones that follow you around.
Yeah, and it is exactly because I was like, okay, they're fine, you're standing here. But when they run after you, and I'm like, I'm chasing this dude. Can you please, like...
I think it's in Revelations or in Assassin's Creed 3, you have little children that are begging you for money.
Yeah,
And their laughter, some of the most evil laughter. It sounds
They
like
also
something out
do
of
some
Silent
of
Hill.
them who push you over and stuff.
Those children scare the shit out of me. Of course you can't kill them. Okay, now it's time for drama.
Giovanni Auditore, you and your accomplices
That's actually quite shocked by this scene.
of the crime of
Yeah.
treason. Have you any evidence to counter
Kind of one of
this
those
charge?
that he punches you in the gut.
Yeah, I didn't think that this would actually happen.
I'm afraid I know nothing of these
No, not the way they
documents.
did.
He's lying! Need to get closer.
I for sure thought like he was gonna go save them, and
Of any compelling evidence to the contrary, I
Very,
am
very
bound
rough
to
scene.
pronounce you
Especially with a kid. at the end.
yeah, yeah.
You and your collaborators are hereby sentenced to death.
You are the traitor, Roberto, and one of them. You may take our lives this day, but we will have yours in return, I swear! We will! Father!
There! Grab the boy! He's one of them!
I'll kill you for
And
what
that-
you've
the
done!
feathers in this game.
Guards! Arrest him!
Where's it? No, it's not there. There's a reason. Okay, now you're supposed to be able to counter them?
Abatete.
Let you run, boy.
Actually, you know what? I think we should just, you sort of suggested this before. Let's give away 1 and 2 together, and we'll just say, give us a reason. Tell us, someone who hasn't played Assassin's Creed before, let us know why you should have it. And then actually I want you, if you win, to report back next time we stream. Join us in the chat. Let us know what you think of the first 2 Assassin's Creed, because then they would be ready for, I guess they maybe don't have time for playing through both of them, but let us know what you think of them. That is sort of
Sure, works for me.
their homework, and then maybe they'll be ready for Assassin's Creed 3.
And if you haven't played them, we'll come to your place and take them back.
Yes, we will, because we will have your address.
We will.
But so yeah, let us know. I guess you could also say like why you've missed them. Maybe you didn't have a console at that time. But we have 1 and 2 on 360, so it's actually the games we've been playing here, the actual disc we've been using. But we haven't used the codes. I think there are some codes in here. So let us know in the
And
chat.
there's extra, I think there's some extra
In 2?
content for...
Yeah, there's codes for stuff, right?
Yeah, for
Let's see.
Avatar the game, right? I think. Yeah. Okay, something happened.
It's just the gift that keeps on giving.
It keeps on giving, Avatar the game.
But there's actually, you play stuff here, I think? Or that's just the stuff where you play it. There is actually bonus code for Avatar the game.
Yeah, I thought Dory...
And, I'm not going to show this. No close-ups, because there's also code for Assassin's Creed. Bonus code.
Oh,
Yeah.
So there's stuff in here. Yeah, so let us know if you haven't played 1 and 2, and
gives us a good excuse.
yeah, but it could be why you haven't played. It could be why you want to play it now.
It's because I make it look so damn good.
And yeah, if you have the game, don't pretend you don't have them, because I mean,
Please be nice.
and then
Behave.
yeah, and then we'll have cooler gifts if you have all the games in the coming episodes, because we have some of the big versions.
I want to go.
Do you want
I want to pick that again.
Or
Oh,
is
we
gonna
have
get
we
it.
have our little Icelandic slave here. Can actually go get it.
Oh, Icelandic slave.
Yeah. He's
Don't be surprised if
He's
he jumps
handsome.
in the last minute as well, so you can say his line. Yeah, so we have
Oh, there
some,
we go.
we got more stuff to give away, so don't worry.
That's just some of the stuff. That's the biggest one. The main event during.
Oh,
Black
we
Friday.
we have some guy here. Bumster said I was underage when it came out, so my parents never bought me the game.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts, young'un. What am I supposed to do? Oh, right, I'm notorious. Okay.
And there's already guys in the chat saying, "Give it to Bumster," or Boomster, I guess. It's double O.
I actually feel really bad for him. So.
Okay, Indian Cobran says something here. Pro tip about the guitar dudes, Nick. Pickpocket them and they will drop the guitar and start acting like a normal person.
That is
I like
good to
that, because
know.
then also I take money from them.
Yeah, punish them for being. I didn't get the hidden blades, did I? Am I able to do anything here?
So I guess now we can. Yeah, you did have them. If you go up. Oh, you didn't? No, maybe you don't have them yet.
No.
Okay.
Oh, or I can.
You need to steal them back or something? Or is it an area where you can't? Anyway, so Ezio's family got killed now.
Yep.
And we're gonna avenge. Oh, there's a tower there. Maybe. You
Yeah, I'm gonna skip that.
should.
Leave me alone. Oh, okay.
And this whole game is about getting back at Borgia, the Borgia family. Oh, that was some quick reactions there. I don't like that pose he has there. Stuff.
Okay, come on.
Oh, Stabbies. Should train more.
Come on, please. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Vogliamo aprire.
It's not going too well.
Should we just give it to Boomsa?
Yeah, yes, do that.
Yeah. Okay.
You win.
Lasse, can you send him a message? So there should open another tab in your chat, and we'll get your address, maybe your email, just to be sure if there's anything, and you will get these two. Well, I don't think you have to be. You do actually have to be 18 to play it. It says.
Okay, bye bye. I'm leaving now.
But yeah, so you won AC 1 and 2 with some additional codes.
For Avatar the game.
But also for Assassin's Creed.
Let's
not forget. That's probably what he's going to play. But hey, if you want to
if
play
you want to play
Avatar,
Avatar the game, it's. Is it the iOS game?
I don't know. I think
I seem to remember that being
yes,
quite okay. For
the Xbox game is supposedly the one that everyone played to get 1,000 achievement points. That's
No,
basic.
that is not the same. That's Avatar the Last Airbender.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I
don't
screwed
trust
up
you on
so
that.
badly
You don't
now.
care about those things.
Not the way you do now. I actually have all the achievement points in this one except for
So
two small ones.
you have all of it?
No. There's a move which you can use to throw dirt in people's faces.
Yes.
And then a move to use a spear.
To swipe people's feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to learn those.
And you didn't do that?
I completely missed doing it.
But I think you can go back and do that.
Yeah, you can.
Where in Brotherhood,
Right.
one of the things I'm missing in Brotherhood is like you need to check your email and you need to do it at a certain point in the story, or you miss the opportunity to do it. So that's one of the few things I'm missing there. And then I think there was a trophy for getting like max level in multiplayer, which I didn't do max level.
I hate those kinds of achievements.
Yeah, I like when it's actually I think. For instance, I think Last of Us did multiplayer 2 was really bad, where you needed to play like 50 hours. Where the Naughty Dog did it really well with Uncharted, where it was, I think, Uncharted 3, where it was like play one round of this, play one round of this, and that was it. So it's sort of incentivizes you to go and try it, and if you don't like it, okay, fine, but you gave it a shot. Where like being forced, okay, you're not forced, but if you want to get the trophies, play so many hours is not fun.
One of the most annoying achievements I've ever was.
Benka says yes, it was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. There's, what was that called? The guy who did Monkey Island did a kind of Diablo-like role-playing death something. A humoristic kind of action RPG thing. A couple of years ago, you could play 2-player co-op. Made fun of all these kind of cliched. What was that called? Chat, please. Ron Gilbert. Death Bank.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I like those games,
Yeah, they were really good.
especially the first one.
I got all the achievement points on the first one. And then there's one achievement missing in the second one. Because you're supposed to do one thing like over and over and over again, but we missed that one. So, and then if you don't do that at that point in the story, you're screwed.
I understand.
Indian Coburn says he platinum Brotherhood and really enjoyed the multiplayer. I really enjoyed it as well, but I just think I didn't play it enough. I think that's also sometimes part of having this job. You pick the games you want to play, but you can't play all the games as much as.
As the next person, as a regular person?
Don't you feel like that?
Sometimes, yeah.
I feel like, especially if you're reviewing and stuff, which I didn't do, so that's not the
No,
excuse, but then you're sort of forced into jumping onto the...
Yeah, there always tends to be games that eats up the time you thought you had. What am I doing? What am I supposed to do? I didn't look.
Enter a group to blend.
Oh, I'm supposed to blend. Okay.
So
Like
I have platinumed AC2 is the only one Indian Coben is asking. I think I'm fairly close on Brotherhood. I've gotten the majority of the trophies in all the Assassin's Creed games. Play through all of them. I'm missing Black Flag. I'm not done with that, so I'll probably finish that over the coming weeks to
You should.
be done.
You really
Right.
should.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I just never. I played it here in the office because I didn't buy a PS4 at launch. So, but as I've told multiple people multiple times, I've played the first hour. I think it's actually 8 times I've played the first hour. So I really know that. It's like we had to capture it, and then the recording crapped out, and then captured it again, and then the file was corrupt, and then the 4th time, like the power went out while we were, and I was like, I have to do it. Like it was beginning to become a little bit of a joke. But by the end, it's just like you really. But that's the thing about capturing gameplay is you also. I knew where everything was, and I knew like I can jump here and make it to here, and all. But then that makes the gameplay look bad because it's just clear you just go straight for.
Yeah. It looks kind of like when people are driving games at E3 and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just supposed to. I don't think I'm actually being very stealthy in the way I.
We have a guy, Rose Say, in the chat who says he got a platinum in AC2, Brotherhood Revelations, AC3, and Black Flag.
No, that's dedication.
That
man.
is, I'm impressed. And
'cause
he or
I-
she says the multiplayer was best in Brotherhood, which is what you like most as well, right? But that's sort of the whole game.
I know that I'm never going to platinum another Assassin's Creed game as long as they keep doing that.
The multiplayer stuff. But
No,
there's-
not the multiplayer stuff. Just the 100% synchronization thing.
Oh, I don't think that's that bad. I almost have that in all the games. I think I'm fairly close on that, but I've sort of given up on that as well, which is always hard for me.
Yeah.
For the people asking about the other gifts that Doris showed as well, we're giving them away in the coming stream. So the next time we're going to play Assassin's Creed 3, and we got some collector's editions for that we're going to give away, and then time after that we're going to play Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 4, where we got some collector's editions as well that we're giving away. So in future streams, every 2 weeks, we'll be playing some Assassin's Creed up until the launch of Unity, where we'll play day before release. The plan will play some single player, and then on release we'll play co-op and have a big competition with you guys. So if you're planning on getting Unity, you can join that competition. I think we're playing on PS4, but it's not completely locked in. I guess it depends on what version we get. We don't always get to choose. So we'll see.
I'm the stealthiest pickpocket ever.
That was always. This is where like fast walk is the same as pickpocketing, right?
Yeah.
So you would just hold in that button and go through a crowd, and you just like.
Yep.
Which would
Didn't
be
I steal
nice.
from
And then there were
Friday
some times where you're like, I didn't want to steal, but you just walked really fast. DD21 says, this is my favorite game ever.
This one?
Yeah. I actually don't know if we're streaming Rogue yet. That would be fun, but I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, since I don't have a PS4 at home, that's my only
That's what you're
only
gonna-
chance of getting my Assassin's Creed
Well, you
fix this
get
year.
to play Unity here.
That is true. But I don't think I'm allowed to sleep in the office until
We'll see.
I'm done.
Well, if you don't actually go to bed, then
Good point.
Now that
That
you've
might
learned
work.
how to approach the enemy,
I leave any minute now.
should I just capture some gameplay for you guys?
You'll need like 30 hours
the answer.
by the day after tomorrow.
Yeah, 1 and 2 in a little bit. So I hope I say it right. Boomse, it's double O. It should be a U sound, right?
It sounds Danish.
Well, we'll see. You want this, and then in a little bit we'll give away Revelation, which also includes, as you might be able to see on the game, it includes Assassin's Creed 1 and voucher codes for discount on 2 and Brotherhood. So we'll give this away a little bit later on PS3.
I too know betrayal.
Let's go to Leonardo da Vinci to fix the hidden blades. So we get one of the most iconic Assassin's Creed weapons from one of the most fun characters in the series.
Get it from Da Vinci?
Yes.
Yeah.
This screen is kind of dark. I'm guessing it's the cameras, or not the cameras.
If you look down here, it looks different.
Then it looks different. There's also a lag on it.
Yeah, but it's just you can see that this. Well, also this is maybe not how they see it in the stream.
It's just my eyes, man. My eyes.
So yeah, I guess I could say a little bit about what we're streaming in future. In the coming days. Tomorrow we are playing GTA online on PS3, so should have some fun with that. We have a crew, the TR Live crew, that you can go join. But yeah, we're playing it on PS3 like we've done in the past. Friday we got news and we got TR Friday Nights on Xbox 360. Monday we just have, I think, locked down next week. Monday we have Interstellar Marines, where we're actually going to have a developer here in the studio.
Oh, nice.
Which should be fun.
Here we go,
Tuesday, I will play a horror game again.
Yay!
People have been asking for me to play Outlast, which I won't this time, but I'll give the new Alien game a shot. So we'll see if I get scared again, if I get scared enough to talk Danish all of a sudden. Which a lot of people apparently enjoyed a lot. So yeah. And then next Wednesday we're gonna give another game that you really like a go. Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn.
Mm-hmm.
Philip
Good
will
stuff.
be in here for that. He's played that quite a bit. Thursday, I have forgot. Oh, Drive Club is Thursday. We're waiting for that to be released to play with you guys. So we'll have a multiplayer session. So if you're getting that on release, join us in the stream and we can play together. And then Friday we are, of course, having news. And then we have Destiny here Friday nights, where the plan is to give the raid a go. We gave that a go in the stream a couple weeks ago. I finished it myself a couple of times now off stream, but now people should be high enough level to give it a shot, hopefully. We failed last time. I think that was we were like 2 out of 6 people who are high enough level to actually play it, so that didn't go well. But yeah, we'll give it another shot.
It's okay because this is not going well for me. Okay, just kill me now so I can get this over with.
Oh yeah, and for Rose is saying, remember to play without lights on. We'll definitely try to do that. You can maybe if you want, you can go back and try to find the Outlast stream. It's on the site. The first hour is me talking to a guy from Sony about PlayStation Plus, and then I played Outlast, which was free and plus for that period. And we turned off the lights, and I had a spotlight in my face and headphones on, the music cranked up. So when that was one of the scary things about that game is you could hear your breath when they wanted you to get scared, and they just cranked up the music, and you were just sitting there in a stream with like a light in your face and dark around, and you just can't get away. And then like Lasse sneaked up behind me and like tried to scare me, and yeah.
I kind of died here.
Yeah.
It didn't go so well.
Yeah, back to Assassin's Creed.
No, it's okay. I still need to see that stream, actually. I want to see you.
Yeah. The worst was we were gonna play this game, and it was like, oh, you just play it alone, and then they would just line up here around and be like, no, I was like, no, I'm gonna stay. I'm just gonna see you play at the beginning, because they had all played it and knew what was gonna happen, and I hadn't touched it. So they knew exactly when it was gonna happen. They were just cracking up in the background. It's terrible.
Get down.
But yeah, that should be fun.
No, you don't.
And we're getting a couple of copies of the game, so we should be able to give them away. I think we'll give both the PS4 and Xbox One copy of Alien away on Tuesday.
That is
so
nice. Really looking forward to that one.
all right.
I'm not doing all too well.
I think one of the problems is you haven't done the towers, the viewpoints.
Should I go up to that tower then before I go
would
to
do that.
Leonardo?
I would do
Okay.
that.
Let's go to.
There's a ladder. That shouldn't be too hard. And this is like these first towers are the easy ones. It's like the last ones you do is always like
Yeah, they become a bit more of a puzzle.
yeah. Did you do those in Far Cry 3?
Never played Far Cry 3.
That was
Bought it, installed it, never touched it.
that was a really interesting. They had a similar thing, but that was first person and way more of a sort of a puzzle thing as well, where they got harder and harder. That was really fun to do as well.
Still one of those games you feel like, okay, really should.
You really should. I really enjoy Far Cry, and
But
I'm
I-
really excited for Far Cry 4.
You know,
Played at E3, gameplay on the site. If you want to see, had a lot of fun with that.
Final Fantasy 14 won't play itself. That's
That is true. Although, are you sure it won't?
maybe on Wednesday.
Yeah. All right, there we have him.
Leonardo himself.
I love he's such a he's not the Leonardo we know. He's like the young Leonardo who hasn't done a lot.
No, the young, happy-go-lucky inventor,
Yeah.
creative guy.
But I mean, he hasn't invented a lot of the stuff. He hasn't done all the things he's famous for at this point in the story, right?
No, that's right. You get you get a lot of cool stuff from him later on, including this. What do you call it? The kite you get to fly around.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
stuff
true.
like that. And then now, of course, you get the hidden.
Oh yeah,
relay.
that was awesome. There was a trophy around that, I think, where you needed to fly for a certain distance or something, which there
Yes.
often is in
Yeah.
games.
Wait.
Oh, Indian Cobran is posting the Outlast replay in the chat. I think it's about an hour in that I start playing the game.
My theory is correct. Based on these sketches, it may very well what? Please sit. Leonardo.
That game was really scary.
Remarkable. If we transpose
I haven't played
the
horror
letters
games
and then
in
select
the longest
every
time.
third,
I don't think I've ever played one before I played this one,
Ah, nice.
which was why they were like, "Oh, you play it. You don't like this."
finished.
All right.
What's finished?
So,
The blade.
actually, what the live stream doesn't tell you is that these
Show me
chairs aren't
exactly what to do.
really all that.
No, they're built for your entertainment more than ours.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit back a little bit. Go totally out of focus.
That's fitting, isn't it?
I just blend into the shadows.
I was only having fun, Ezio. Though the blade once required a sacrifice.
I'll turn
it's
up
been
the
modified.
sound. Actually, we heard a little bit.
We can't hear anything.
No.
We turned into.
There you have it. That is really
Hooray.
one of the
Yeah.
I feel like in the whole series it becomes sort of a thing. Like okay, when you get your blades, I mean, I don't know if there's any of them where you actually start with
I'm
them,
sorry.
but
Only the one.
at least I feel like most of them you get them early on, but you get them in some way, and it's like okay, now I have the.
You have
I can't
my
remember
word.
in Brotherhood of Revelations. Shouldn't he have them by then?
I don't know. I just maybe it's because I played 3 recently. You get them at some point there.
The really nice thing
But
about
in Brotherhood, you have them, but then you get attacked, and then they take. You have the armor and all that stuff because you get that in here, and then they take it away from you, so you get stripped of everything.
another Metroid
Yeah.
moment. It's always much nicer with when you have games like Brotherhood or Revelations where you can skip stuff like origin story,
Yeah.
how you get all your gear and stuff like that.
With
It's
an
always
enemy
nice.
of the city. What? Me? Consorting?
In the Cobran says, I bet the reason why there's. I'll ask you, why do you think there's so few assassins in AC2?
We know you were close with the
In AC2,
Yeah.
where there are so few assassins in
This will
AC2.
help to clear your head.
Yeah, he has a pretty good reason why it might be.
Okay,
Um,
give it to me.
It's because they did the eagle jump, and then a lot of them missed the haystacks.
Ah,
I like that it's called the leap of faith whenever you do
yeah,
that.
the leap of faith, yeah. Yeah, at least in the first one. Here's just Ezio being cool jumps.
Sorry about that.
But I think they call that, like, if you, maybe it's in the menu or something, but,
Generally, it's called leap of faith.
The others. Others? The city gives them to me for research.
I also really like in this game how you go between the different cities. I mean, they're similar in a lot of ways, but they also feel different enough,
Yeah.
which was really nice.
And also, as we were saying, talked quite a bit about last time, is the lack of these big sprawling cities in both Assassin's Creed 3 and 4. Which can't too bad.
I was really surprised, even though I think 3 had a lot of problems, how well the parkour actually worked. Even though when you're in the city, there are like 2-story buildings, and a lot of it is, you know, in the forests and all that stuff. And actually jumping from tree to tree worked like it's almost better than this parkour, I think. And like just how natural it feels, like to do it, like you feel in control and stuff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look unnatural how he makes it from branch to branch, you know. Because when I thought it'd be like, okay, you're jumping from tree to tree, how is that going to work in real life? But it actually looks like it could work when they do it.
Yeah, the trees worked really well,
Yeah.
really well.
And it's so awesome when you have a guy like running on the ground and you're like running in the trees above him trying to catch him, and then you do that thing where you hit him with the knife or whatever, that, and then the wire. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can like pull him up into the tree. That's so awesome.
I'm gonna try to get to that. No, oh, okay. This. More?
Rose says the best thing to do in AC2 is taunting the guards in combat. That is pretty awesome. I love that as well.
I don't think I can get any further up here. I'm sorry, you have to skip this this tower for now. I think you need that extra.
Oh yeah. Is that
Extra blade.
Is it in this one you get the hook blade? Or is it in Brotherhood? You remember?
I think
Probably
it's in this one.
Is it?
There's one to jump further. They do a lot more with it in Revelations.
Oh,
than they did
it's
here,
in
but-
Brotherhood of Revelations. You get the thing where it's where you can use the zip line thing,
Yeah,
right?
that's in Revelations. Yeah.
I remember that opening up the world a lot.
Yeah.
And then luckily there was one going like
Either
both ways.
directions. Yeah.
It's made it a lot faster to travel around, and then being able to like take out. I think there was a trophy for it as well, where you had to take out like multiple guards jumping off the zip line.
Most certainly. Okay, so where am I going? Here's the problem with the screen we have is quite dark, so I don't always see the little details, which is a great excuse.
I was about to say that. Is that the best excuse you can do? But actually, I don't think it's as much about how dark the screen is. It is dark. I think it's more about having the bright lights in your face.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
big one right on there.
Maybe one day we should take a photo and put it on Twitter
How it actually looks.
so people can see.
Yeah.
'Cause I think often people like
I've given you the skill.
Bull-
Yeah, you can actually.
bullshit.
There's
Yeah.
All
But also
Big
like with the
lights.
no sound and stuff.
Where can I find Roberto?
According to my girls, he'll be attending an unveiling tonight of Verrocchio's latest work. It
Okay,
will be
time to
held at the
assassinate
Summer
people
Project
with-
roster.
Watch over my mother and sister while I'm away.
It,
Of course.
you know what?
Ezio.
You're a bigger Assassin's Creed fan than me, but this actually makes me want to play Assassin's Creed 2 again.
Yeah, good. It makes me want to play Brotherhood.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it doesn't really. I mean, this is still a fantastic game, but I know that playing through it, I will miss having the Brotherhood. Right.
The Assassins?
Yeah.
Okay. I felt that almost got a little bit too easy sometimes. Maybe because I leveled them up too quickly or something. But it just felt like, why do I even fight anyone? Because I could just go into any battle, like halfway through the game, just press a button, just do the tap tap, and it was like, "Ta-da!" It was
Yeah, and
everyone would be, which would be nice if, because in some ways, because sometimes, which they're removing in Unity, the guards on the roofs is gone in Unity, and that thing where you have to, you just have to go somewhere, you're chasing someone, and then there's guards on the roof, and you get spotted and all, and it's just like, oh, please, just let me. I just want to play the game. And you could just press a button, and then he would be taken out. That would be pretty awesome.
stuff like that is actually nice. That they
The
realize.
thing is, in some of these, it makes sense there's guards on some of the roofs, but it does make sense that they're everywhere.
And I mean, some of the stuff they take out just make the game more fun.
Yeah.
Like we talked about that last time as well. With if you gallop with your horse past guards, even though you're out in the open world outside the city, they actually go after you.
Yeah.
And it gets annoying after a while. I'm a merchant. I'm in a hurry. Let me pass. And stuff like that just gets.
Yeah, I think here,
annoying.
if it or in the same Brotherhood, remove them for most roofs, but maybe if you go for like the Pope or whatever, it makes sense that
Then
he
it
has
makes-
more guards,
Because they're everywhere here.
Yeah.
And they always get annoying.
But here in like the district where like all the poor people live, it's like, why do you have guards on the roof?
Yeah.
But imagine the way with series like this that they refine those things, and luckily it looks like they're smart enough about that with Assassin's Creed that they do get better with those things every game.
Indeed.
But I think it's weird how I don't care as much about trophies anymore. But actually, I think if they would like re-release this on PS4 and like another trophy set, I'd be like, all right, that's the excuse I have to like, guess I'll get some trophies for it.
Yeah.
I could play this, but I could just maybe I'll just do Black Flag. Should we make like a thing where I need to have finished that by?
By next time?
No, not by next time because that's 3, but by the time after that.
Sure.
I'll have a month.
Right. I'll
Through 150 and then, come on, ladies.
walk with me.
The thing is, I think Ezio could get that for free. That's so funny.
Oh yeah, right. They do that automatically in this one.
I remember in Black Flag you could like send them towards
Yeah,
guards.
that's what you. I thought that was. What
But it's like I think they still have in Black Flag that if you walk close to you where you would have been spotted, they do it automatically. But you can stand further away and like point and say, "Go there."
Hello, sir. That's just violent.
You would have done the same. To save the ones you love.
Yes, I would. And I have.
Indian Cobra, they're talking about gold medals.
Sorry on that day.
Oh.
Still here. Me, Ezio. Ezio Auditore.
That was what you love.
I love that scene. I think it's.
We'll make a GIF out of that or something. for you.
Yeah, it's fantastic scene.
So they're talking about gold medals here, and Indian Cobra actually said they're missing it and they're sad it's removed from later games. He says, I actually got a world record in one of the levels the first day of release, but I bet that's beaten now.
That's probably beaten now.
But that's still quite impressive, day of release getting a world record. I remember a couple of times I've been top of the leaderboard in games that hasn't been released yet. Where there's like 20 journalists in the world that has a game, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in the top 10. And then like day of release, 4,000. Okay.
Yep.
Indian Goban writes, what did Nick just say? He doesn't care about trophies.
He cares about.
I care. It's just I don't know. I care less about them than I did. I cared way too much at some point. I still care.
Years ago. I still the best trophy is still that I managed to get you to actually get platinum in Harry Potter and the
The
Deathly
thing
Hallows.
is, everyone makes that sound like that's a bad thing. That I got tricked into something.
You didn't get a trick that I bribed you with a beer.
Did I ever get that beer?
No. Probably
So
not.
maybe it was a bad. And I think we started.
Yeah, you did. Wait, didn't you?
I might have.
No,
I think I probably did.
think you
And then
came
we
to my
talked about
place.
doing the second one, and then I never got around to finish that actually.
No.
But we did like a gameplay video of that actually.
Yeah,
that
we-
I think never made it up on the site.
It was a terrible idea. Let's never do that again. Yeah, I'm still impressed you actually did that.
that I've platinumed that,
Yeah.
it wasn't that hard. And I don't think, I mean,
But you had to
it's
play
not
it
a
through
game.
like 2 times.
3 times, because it didn't stack. So I played it through on normal,
Right.
and then I didn't have the trophy for completing it on easy. I was like, oh, I should either just have done it on easy first or on hard, because not like.
Yeah.
But yeah, then played it through on easy and hard as well. But it's like it wasn't a good game, but it wasn't as bad as everyone made it out to.
It was really, really bad.
It wasn't that bad, and when you like learn, I did it on hard after, and then I only missed the easy one, and then it took me like 4 hours to play through or something.
And it still took us 4 hours.
The best thing was that, you know, you had the wand with the spells, and you could almost use it as a machine gun. So you would just be like, and he would like start saying the spell, but he wouldn't finish the word before it fired again.
That's totally out of the book. So.
Yeah, it is.
Totally.
It's canon.
Yes, now you can at least finally do the run up to the guards and stab them before they have time to react.
Kawada-kun says Black Flag took me easily about 100 hours of single-player gameplay just to finish everything.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in there.
DLC included. That's the thing. Harry Potter was like.
Now where is he from?
It was maybe 15 hours for the 3 playthroughs.
Oh, that's not too bad.
That wasn't too bad. Which it sounds like a lot of time I've spent on that. But I don't think it was that bad.
What I like, did I actually get to say this before I can remember, but when it comes to the collectibles in this, when the feathers, so there's actually kind of there's a backstory to it, and kind of actually, because it's his kid brother who he saw die together with others.
I think that made a lot more sense in this one than in the first one, and they made it a lot more interesting to actually get the feather. I feel like there was more of that weird collectible stuff in the first one where you're like, why am I doing this and stuff, where they've gotten better. I think also in later games even better with those sort of things in 3 and in 4.
Yeah, because you get a really nice scene with his mother talking about the son and
Where will you go?
But I do remember the last couple of feathers I missed, like some weird spot in Venice or something where I was like, I missed one fucking feather.
All across the district.
But yeah.
Putting them down will help the city forget your face. No doubt, the herald's also inside the
Okay.
palace.
Actually, I think we made predictions last year. I will get back to at the end of the year, but we made predictions for the year.
Traded dignity
5 or 6 of us. I don't know if Dory was in on it, but me and Lee, who's the Danish editor-in-chief, Gillen, who's UK editor-in-chief, Ricardo from Portugal, editor-in-chief there, and one of Gillen's predictions was, because I made fun of him, he has 1 platinum trophy. Do you want to guess which? You know what? Whoever guesses what trophy, what game Gillen has a platinum trophy in, guess this.
All right,
and then we'll get back to that.
Can I win?
You can. If you guess it, I'll give you my PS4. No.
Gillen, call me, man.
Yeah. Then you win this if you can guess. So I guess I'll help a little bit by saying that he has predicted that he'll get a platinum trophy this year. He has 1. He'll get a platinum trophy in a game this year.
All right.
And he's going on a trip in a month. So he has a month left. So we'll see if he gets that. Traveling the world. So yeah.
Right, I'm supposed to lower my notoriety, not increase it. So.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was trying to do this. You need to bribe the heralds that are talking, and I stabbed them instead. I pressed the wrong button, and then your notoriety just goes up even more.
No, don't.
This is also part of the stuff where it's like, it makes sense that now they spot you and stuff, but sometimes it also gets super frustrating that you have to, hide and stuff.
Oh, okay.
There's actually something in me now that feels like going back and platinum Brotherhood and some of the older games, but it's just, I know I have that in me now, but when I start, I'm just going to be like, no, don't do it, don't do it. Kawada-kun says he's from Portugal.
Yeah.
We have a pretty good diversity in the chat. It's fun. Had an American win the gift the other day, which was fun. So it was like 7 in the morning when we streamed for him because he was on.
This is a good way of
in
starting your
California.
day.
Yeah.
Don't look at me, man. There's another tower. Should I go up the tower?
Yeah, but you should probably reduce your notoriety as well.
I am. It's my
Pull
the
down
entire
the
mission.
posters.
The entire mission is about doing that.
Is it?
God damn it!
Just climb
House
up.
people,
House people.
roof people.
Excelente! He's running straight to the barracks!
God damn it, Cobran guessed it. I must have said it in the previous stream or something.
Which game was it?
Well, do you want to guess now? But he actually, it's the first one who guesses in the chat, and he's like, bang.
I don't know.
Come on,
Gillen-
guess some game. He has it's a PlayStation game.
Obviously.
Yeah. So it's not Gears of War. I'll help you
No.
there.
Oh, that's nice. Gillen,
What game do you think Gillen has played enough on PlayStation? It's a game that came out within the last 2 or 3 years because he didn't have a PlayStation before that.
in the last 2-3 years?
Yeah.
I haven't worked with Gillen in 2-3 years.
No, but you know what games have come out, right?
Yeah, kind of. No,
So
okay.
it's
tell-
either a
please tell
game
me.
that Gillen really loves, or it's a game that doesn't take a lot to get the platinum.
Avatar: The Last Monument. Airman.
That didn't come out in the last 3 years. Come on, Peter.
No, I don't know. Tell me.
No, guess.
Tell me, sir. It's one of the Uncharted games?
No, good guess. Good guess. If I say Wonderbook, do you know any of the Wonderbook titles?
No.
Okay, it ties into Harry Potter because it's Wonderbook, Book of Spells, the one where you get the book and you have to learn the spells.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah.
He
He
got
had a platinum in that one, so that's why his prediction was. I sort of teased him with that he had 1 platinum and it's in that one, and so he said I was going to get a proper platinum. He was going to get a proper platinum. But the thing is, if you just play through that game, you almost can't. Like, you almost can't avoid getting a platinum. Like, you can fuck up some things and not get it, but it's actually pretty forgiving with what you can do. So he just reviewed it, and then he got the platinum. It took him like 6 or 7 hours to play through the game, and then you get it. But yeah, so I guess Indian Cobran wins.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah. Congrats. Revelations on PS3 includes AC1 and discount codes for AC2 and Brotherhood.
Exactly what kind of discount we're talking about, we have no idea.
No. It says exclusive discount vouchers.
But no, that exact percentage of discounts, nobody else have ever gotten that.
No. I probably did.
23%.
I would guess it's 10 to 20%. That's probably off of this, but yeah. So yeah, Indian Cobran, congratulations.
Another thing they don't tell you is how warm those lights are.
Yeah, that one is bad. The small ones are actually not because they're LEDs. So do you want to pimp our magazine? Because that's the new ones that just came out.
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, and on most of them, I have Destiny underneath.
Huh?
2 very good games. Highly recommend both.
Still-
It's the 2 games I'm playing the most right now.
I'm still so surprised about Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, but I think
I
that's
was
the
sure
thing.
that was going to be
It's
utter
sort of
crap.
an interesting thing because people were so hyped, everyone, for Destiny, and I think that's why it's gotten the grades it had. It's not got bad grades, but I think that's part of it. It was so hyped that a lot of people were disappointed, and Shadow of Mordor sort of had the other way around, where a lot of people were like, it's probably going to be crap.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, holy shit, this is actually a good game, and it's getting super good grades. For us, I think Benke gave it an 8, so the same as Destiny has gotten by us. But it sort of has more of the positive spin because people didn't expect a lot. It demoed really well at E3, and I saw it at an event in London where this is all cool and stuff, but some people mention it as it's sort of the Molyneux thing, where it's like, yeah. But let's see how it's not going to work, but it actually does. It's super awesome, and if you're into Lord of the Rings at all, I've only played a couple of hours, but I gave away my copy to Magnus, who played it here with us, and I bought it myself now, so I'll be ready to continue my playthrough here on Friday when it comes out. Very
Yeah, 'cause
similar
it-
to Assassin's Creed as well in a lot of ways.
Because I read about when they announced it and they showed the Nemesis system and all that stuff. It it really did sound like, yeah, sure, guys. It sounds really good on paper. It's going to be terrible when you actually.
But
release.
the thing is,
And-
often then when you read about it, then you're like, okay, yeah, and then they show it to you as well, and they're like, okay, it still looks good, but I don't know. This is just it's too good.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of the things that we were sort of hoping with next gen, then when the game came out, the first like batch of games, launch games, a lot of the things that we were promised with those didn't really, it wasn't really there, you know.
No.
So it's good we're getting a lot of that stuff now, and it's a lot of fun. So I actually think if you're an Assassin's Creed kind of person, maybe that's a good thing to play now before Unity and Rogue comes out.
Because that's the first thing I reacted to, just the animation sets and stuff like that from Shadow of Mordor. This is Assassin's Creed. And Mordor.
Yeah, and a lot. It's very much. I mean, it has its own things. The big thing is the Nemesis system, but in a lot of ways, it has a lot of Assassin's Creed and a lot of Batman.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I guess I should.
Someone says, Ezio says, do the glyphs. The truth
glyphs?
puzzles.
Oh, the glyphs are. Okay. There he is. We have two of them now.
Oh my god, so
Okay,
cool.
I'm stealing.
Yeah, nice. Oh, and then
And then they ran
that
off.
is awesome. Thank you for that tip.
There's the third guy. God, that's annoying.
I would actually, like, I would assassinate them. And I would just be like, I don't care how much it's annoying that my notoriety goes up, but I was just like, I don't want to listen to you. Stab.
Oh, here we have the chord song thing. Right. Press LT to lock on.
Give them something to think about.
Oh, the glyphs, right. I really like the glyphs, both in this and Brotherhood, just piecing together all the hidden stuff and all the backstory and Subject 16, the guy who went through the Animus before Desmond. It was really a lot of fun. Probably going to suck at all the puzzles now because it's live.
How did you feel about the whole thing? I think it was in Black Flag they had a little bit of that where you walk through the building and you're like, oh, here's the Assassin's Creed, but we also have Far Cry and Watch Dogs and stuff, you know, sort of tease that's different.
yeah.
Like it's.
I don't know.
How do you feel about that? And would you be more interested in playing, you know, Far Cry and Watch Dogs if there's actually if they do more of that tie-in stuff where it's all one big universe?
That could be cool, I guess. Never really considered it at all.
No.
Watch Dogs is one of those games that I was, of course, looking forward to. Now it feels like, eh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll still get to it, but yeah, I was never as hyped as other people were.
No.
I sort of expected what would happen.
Yeah.
Like people were so excited for it at E3. I was like, it looks cool, but let's see. And then it's sort of, I'm sad to say I was a little bit right about that. But I think I'll still
jaded and
I think I'll still play it, and I think what will happen exactly what happened with Assassin's Creed that Watch Dogs 2 will be super great. It's a great idea, great basis for a game, and then they'll refine it for 2, especially now that it's sold pretty well. They'll have money for doing a sequel.
Yeah. Well, we knew there was going to be a sequel.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything like. So it's not whether I've been told something that I'm not allowed to say, but have they announced that there's a sequel, or
No,
I'm
I
just
think we
assuming
could
there's
just
one.
assume, yeah.
It's always that thing where, like, sometimes if I say something, there's like, oh, you knew and you said it. It's like I didn't know. And the same thing when we do predictions for like E3 or Gamescom, and they was like, I think this will happen, and then people are like, did you? I was like, no, I don't know. I try not to know before.
You
and
try not to know?
No, but sometimes like I don't want to know because it's more fun knowing stuff, and then we don't get told. Like I don't get to hear a lot of it before. We know some things before.
All right, this way.
But the big things they try to keep close because that's how things leak. Is when more people know than Indian Coben says, I think there's an Easter egg in Black Flag where you can see people mentioning CTOS in an email or something. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of stuff like that.
I like that sort of, even though I'm not a fan of the whole Desmond part of Assassin's Creed.
No, there's a lot of fun stuff like that in Black Flag. I
think-
mostly reacted to the Assassin's Creed Phoenix thing,
Yeah.
which they've been teasing for quite some time. And there's a small poster in one of the offices, which says Assassin's Creed Phoenix. And still don't know.
The thing I actually think one of the reasons why Brotherhood wasn't as high on my list as it is on yours, and I prefer AC2, is maybe that thing of I felt more forced into the whole Desmond thing than in 2, and one of the things I really like about Black Flag is I feel like it's sort of there if you want it, but I don't need to do it. I really enjoy playing. I really enjoy being Ezio. I really enjoy. I actually even it seems I enjoy being Connor more than most people in AC3, and enjoyed being Kenway in 4. Where I don't enjoy the present day stuff. So the fact that I can focus on the part of the game that I really enjoy is really awesome.
Yeah.
And I think a great way of doing games in general is like sort of let it be up to the player to play what he enjoys of the game. And it, like, if you can do collectibles, do it if you feel like it. You're not forced into it. All that stuff.
I understand what you mean. Because there's a lot of that. I mean, I had to, of course, hack all the computers and do all that stuff in Black Flag, but a lot of it is skippable. Some of those puzzles can be really annoying.
But I think part of it, the ones that annoyed me a little bit, was a lot of that was actually being forced into them. I would probably have done them anyway and enjoyed them more if I wasn't forced to do it.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
funny
for Mordor, I would highly recommend not playing the PS3 or 360 version, but do next gen. Or if you don't have a console, wait for that, because the Nemesis system is actually not in the old gen version. Some people out there.
And probably play it on PC, I guess.
Yeah, PC as well. It should be in there. I think that's a big part of the game. So go for those versions.
It sounds like the biggest part of like.
I think it'll still be enjoyable, but it really adds a lot to that game. And like when someone kills you, I hope. I like how they have done their own stuff as well, but they've taken inspiration from Assassin's Creed and from Batman, and I think that's good. Like the Batman combat is the best combat I think there is in games. As much as I love Last of Us or whatever, and I'm not sure it will work in there, but like Batman does it the best. Take it in all the other games, and I would love to see in Assassin's Creed in the future that they have a sort of nemesis system. Could you imagine? I guess it doesn't work as well for the story if you die, because you can die in the Lord of the Rings world, but if you got beaten by a Borgia captain or something, and then the next time you see him, he would like tease you about it or something.
Yeah. It's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Which is why I was sure it was going to be crap.
Or if you attack someone and they manage to, you would have the captains in Assassin's Creed run away. If instead of just having that, go back to loading screen, you failed, he got away, whatever. If they would play into that with the story, if you managed to get away several times, you would level up or something, then it would matter more. And like I would also be like, oh, I need to capture him. Everything seems to matter more when it's a persistent world in that way.
Yeah.
Oh, and you've gotten to the villa now.
Yes.
I really love this part of it, that you come to this and it's old and needs to be renovated, and then it really makes the game feel like it has a progression as well, that you clear this up. And
yeah. Just giving a player a home base is brilliant. And
yeah.
I love it when they do it. You actually have a hub that you care for. We talked about Dark Souls last time, why things that Dark Souls 2 did that made me stick with that game compared to the first Dark Souls. And that was one of the big reasons was Majula, the hub you have in Dark Souls 2, actually, because I like going back there and I like seeing it, like NPCs moving in and stuff like that. Similar to the way it was in Demon's Souls. compared to Dark Souls, where I just felt lost.
Yeah.
In
Having a
in
home,
Lord
but also that you see that progression. Okay, as I play this game, I build up things.
Yeah.
Like I can see, because it's always that thing. Like it's one thing is I could go back to one of the games I play a lot, Call of Duty, where like for me the multiplayer shooting people is enough. But the reason why the XP thing works and why they have, you know, loot and symbols and all that shit. And the new one, they've had symbols before is, and prestige is to show, okay, I've actually not, you feel like you haven't wasted your time as much. It's like, okay, I have something to show that I've spent this amount of time.
Yeah.
And that's really great. And I think that the paintings and that, and the way you open the shops here in the Villa City is really great. And I mean, I would get the gear that I need, but I would buy all the weapons and all the gear and stuff because it's like, okay, I want all of it, and it feels like, you know, there's something to that, which is awesome.
Please come again.
Yeah, and there was the weapon is unlocked in the villa, and now it's actually displayed on the walls.
Yeah, that was super cool. You could go in there and see all this stuff, and that was part of like me wanting to buy weapons that were not as good as the one I was carrying.
Yeah, you just buy them just
Yeah.
because. Oh.
And by the end,
medicine,
I would
have
have
medicine.
so much money that I couldn't spend it. Where like I never got to that grind because like I got that of earning money really fast. So I really recommend that if you haven't played AC2 yet. And I honestly think if you haven't played Assassin's Creed and we want to jump into it, I think AC2 is a really good place to start.
Yes, I read some form of synopsis of what happened in the first game, because Altair becomes really important character.
Yeah,
And of
I would
course what
still
happened to Desmond as
just
well, but-
play AC2 a little bit. If you're enjoying it, then go read. Like if you enjoy the gameplay.
Yeah, that works as well. Because AC2, what AC2 does is it throws you into the story straight away. You're happy. There's.
But I think it also works like as a standalone game.
We're only staying here.
Well, it does. It just. I'm just thinking about the stuff in the beginning with
Yeah.
Desmond. That's where it starts. It starts exactly where AC1 ends. So. It might be good to have some form of backstory. Otherwise, you have no clue what's going on.
Also, if you don't think you want to play through all the old games, I think AC4 Black Flag is a good place to start as well. If you're like, I got a PS4 and Xbox One, I just want to try one of these Assassin's Creed games. I think I'll be great to start on that. Like you could start on that now and then be ready for Unity when that comes out. And but I think if you want to play through all of them, you should probably start at the beginning because I think it's really hard to go back when you've gotten used to the things they've updated in later games.
Yeah.
Rose says he learned so many Italian words in AC.
Right. So here's the villa and the small city.
Yeah,
side of it.
it's funny it's called the Villa because there's actually is a a city as well. But it's just how when we saw that like at E3 Brotherhood, the demo before it was like the game was proper announced, and just here's the villa, and then it just cut to they destroy this place. I remember I just played through it and like build up this villa and just wreck it.
And the developers really looked happy about it as well. Like this is what we're gonna do to. How much time did you guys spend on the villa?
Yeah.
Quite a
Oh yeah,
lot.
and you can go get money there.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where all the money you earn from having the stores and the paintings and all that stuff, you get, I think it's every like 20 minutes or something, you get a deposit in your...
Something like
And it's really important to go back and get those money because there's like a maximum of how much you can have in there. So if you keep earning more money, but it won't raise what you can pull out there.
Salute, uncle.
I hope they have some, because you have the ship in Black Flag, but I don't think that does too much.
No.
Doesn't do that much. And you have a house as well, but I don't think it's never been as good as it is.
No, I think in 3 you also have the house, but that didn't feel as good to me either.
What I liked about in Assassin's Creed 3 is the small village which springs up around your house. With all the individual stories and missions you did.
I like that as well.
New people moved in.
But the swords on the wall and that stuff, it's done better here. I think. How did you feel about? I don't know if you've ever been to Italy or if you've been to Boston or anything, and how did you feel about being those places in Assassin's Creed then?
No, sadly not. I'd really like to go to Florence.
Yeah,
You said my father was more than just a banker.
because I hadn't been a lot to Italy. Like I've been to Italy, but not a lot of these places where Assassin's Creed is. But I've been to Boston and some of those places in the U.S., which was. It's not, you know, a complete copy, but I could still sort of get the feel of this could be those places, and a little bit in Assassin's Creed here in Italy as well. I just haven't been in a lot of these Italian cities, but I think that's sort of cool that you get that feeling of, and even if you just understand a couple of words in Italian, it is like that. I think that helps with these games. You feel more like that.
Yep.
How did you know?
Here's where you learn all these different attacks, and that's where I missed the.
Okay, yeah, but you can always go back to him and learn that.
Yeah.
I probably did that for the trophy. At some point I was like, okay, I'm missing something here.
Our creed, the father believed the codex contained a powerful secret.
Sei in pessima forma.
I think this is a smart way of doing it, by the way, that you're forced into one tutorial with him and then you can jump out and then you can always go back and learn more if you want to, but you don't have to. And you can go practice with him. Oh, that was the taunt that they were talking about in the chat that they loved.
Yep.
That feels very Matrix to me. Where it's like,
Yeah. Because that never came back, did it?
I don't.
I had completely forgotten about
Yeah.
that actually.
Don't think I haven't seen you picking apart my library.
It's also just having a fight with someone and then being like, yeah, bring it. I love that.
But why the need for such secrecy?
Are you familiar with the Templars? One of several knightly orders formed during the Crusades. History teaches they were disbanded nearly 200 years ago in France. Only they weren't.
You know what I would
Yeah, no,
love
man.
if we can. We'll try. Probably won't happen. Talk to Ubisoft. Get us a PS4 Unity bundle. We'll give that away on when we play the single player.
To me?
No, and then give it away to someone on stream, and then they can play with us in co-op when we do the co-op stream. That would be pretty awesome.
That would be. Which reminds me, actually, it turns out a friend of mine had the Assassin's Creed comics, which we talked a lot about.
Oh, really?
Last week,
Yeah.
or last time. I haven't read them yet, but
Maybe you could bring them. Do you think you
Maybe
could
I
borrow
can.
them?
maybe.
Ask. That would be nice to show them off. So that's cool.
Well done, Nipote.
Rose says, I visited Rome about a couple of years ago, and all I thought was, I climbed to the top of all these buildings.
It's hard.
That's amazing.
It's hard not to. Think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been up there. Yeah. I think Rome is probably the one that feels more like the real one. I've been to Venice. It's the only one I've really like seen, and I had that a little bit of feeling. You know, it's not a complete copy, but I could definitely see, you know, the famous bridge and some of the buildings and stuff, and that is sort of funny. Both having played the game and then going there, and the other way around, going back to the game after you've been there. That's all. I think that's really cool. You know?
To be expected.
And I'm sort of jealous in a lot of ways on like Americans, because a lot of games are set in the U.S. And I guess it's a benefit for if you work here. In this sort of job where I've been to U.S. sometimes, where like playing GTA and having been in LA is really fun. Where I would know where to take a left turn because I've been in LA. That's awesome.
We should do one in Copenhagen.
Yeah, I think it was really funny actually in the industry because I feel a lot of the American journalists were very, maybe people in general were very pushing that there needed to be an Assassin's Creed in the US, and they were very excited for AC3 and this is what the series needs and all that stuff. And then a lot of them were very disappointed, but how a lot of Americans, not to have, if you're American, not try to say everyone is like this, but there was a lot of like they want, you know, games to be set in their country where, you know, it doesn't need, not all games need to be. I think it's cool that the new one is in France.
Yeah, that's going to be really.
Where would you actually, if you could pick now, where would the next Assassin's Creed be?
I think I'd actually love to see. I have no idea where I'm going, I completely missed what they were talking about.
And you need to go
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah, but then I went inside. There's
Oh,
nothing there.
isn't
Is
it
there a
on?
door
Oh, maybe
or
it's on the
something?
on the roof.
He might be on the roof. Let's go to the roof. I would love to see Egypt, ancient Egypt.
Egypt could be fun. I think
I'm not
it's-
sure
it's inside.
exactly how you
I think you
how you do
need
the
to-
cities, but
The thing I would really like that has been like rumored is Japan.
it could be really cool. They're
Samurais would fit really well with the assassins and all that, and the hoods.
They are oh, this is the second floor. They are releasing for Unity.
Oh yeah, there's that like,
2D.
and you're getting that like with the game, right?
Yeah, if you have the season pass.
I think that's a really nice way of doing it, actually. Because some of these games, was it 2 or Brotherhood, where they actually took out 2 sequences? I think it's in Brotherhood where you would go from like sequence 11 to 14, and then 12 and 13 would be the DLC.
I can't remember. That might be true.
And you know they might have it might not have been pulled out of the game, like all that negative thing about DLC, but I think just that the way of doing an extra game is awesome. I think what they did with Black Flag and Freedom Cry, which we also streamed with Rasmus, is a really nice way of doing it as well. But doing a different game that's like an Assassin's Creed game that's so different from like this looks so cool.
Yeah,
Really looking forward.
really
I'm almost looking more forward to that than Unity, because it just looks like fresh and different.
And it's a female assassin.
Yes, another cool thing, which is really cool.
We could use that in a main game though.
Yeah,
but,
there's still the talk about that we need like a female character.
Maybe
I still hope we'll get more of Aveline, because I really enjoyed playing as her.
I'd like to see actually. You were saying Japan, said Egypt, just moving away a bit from
The West.
moving away from the West and also moving further back in time.
Yeah.
I'd like to go a lot further back.
I would really like it to be set in some, whether it's the samurais or it could be something like, Egypt could work. It could be something with like Alexander the Great or ancient Greece, or
Yes.
like a period that is it could actually be the Nordic countries and something to do with Vikings.
Could be cool.
But a period where a certain thing happened like that I really like that. That could be different,
Yep.
And then I just feel like I really like Japan, and I just feel like the samurais would fit really well with assassins and Templars as well, and, and the swords and the whole honor system they have and all that. But actually Vikings could be cool. I'm just not sure about how the parkour would work. But I guess they showed that in 3 with the trees and stuff. Oh, can you imagine that?
The thing is, might be because I'm Swedish, that the concept of Vikings, it doesn't really intrigue me.
No?
I don't feel like, oh, we're going to Tuscany. I don't really feel like, yeah, Vikings, yeah, awesome. I feel meh about it.
Yeah?
I mean, it's part of our heritage.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm like both with you. I'm very excited for it. I think for me, it's been that often when Vikings has been in things, it hasn't sort of lived up to what I feel the stories we've been told as kids and stuff. Like the stories we were told, and I think we have an animated film in Denmark about Thor and all that. That is really cool.
That one is really good.
Yeah, where like then I don't really like the Marvel Thor. I'm like, what is this dude? Like, this is not Thor.
No, I know what you mean.
So I would really like a game that does it justice. And maybe that's the thing with growing up with it.
Yeah.
But I think like a proper Viking thing would be so rad.
What was that? Was it called Viking? A game from was it Creative Assembly who did a like action game.
Oh, we actually streamed
a God of War like kind of thing.
Yeah, I think we streamed something like that one day.
I seem to remember that was quite entertaining.
Yeah.
It wasn't very good, but I seem to remember it was quite entertaining.
Ezio, what are you doing here?
Taking responsibility.
Did I say something bad about Vikings and people get angry?
No, I think you're allowed to do that when you're Nordic.
Oh, that's good.
It's like you can be.
Be critical of your old culture.
Yeah, I mean, if you're fat, you can also do fat jokes. And
First we must us find a way inside the city, though it seems Pierre expects us. He has sealed the gates and sent his men to guard.
I like Mario.
Fortunately
He's
for us,
nice.
the city is larger than its host. The southern gate suffers for it.
What else do we? Let's also hear in the chat if someone can come up with a great period for it. There's something in me that would want one in Africa that's not, top half of Africa. We've had like Middle East and Egypt could be cool, but something in,
Further down, further south?
yeah.
Could be cool.
But I don't know enough about, those regions that I would really know what to do. I mean, the Maasai stuff could be maybe cool, but I don't know enough about like the countries and all that to really.
To pinpoint the culture and the location.
Yeah.
That's what with the Egyptian culture, or the Egyptian setting would be. It would all come down to.
They would do the pharaohs and all that, right?
It
And
could-
pyramids.
Yeah, that era, but it all comes down to. What am I supposed to do? I looked away.
Can you? Isn't there
I'm
like a button
supposed
for
to-
you? You're
I'm
supposed to
supposed
follow
to.
those guys.
I'm supposed to use these. And it looks like I'm supposed to go here. It all comes
Oh yeah, I
down
think
to
they're
how
doing
they
a
would
diversion for you.
how they would treat the cities. What would they make of the cities? What could you do with Cairo in that area? Would it be would it be interesting enough, etc.
I guess you need to open the gate, right?
Go ahead.
I think you need to take out the last guard and then open the gate. Behind you.
Do I need to go?
I think there's a guy on the left. There's someone up there, up on the right, up there.
Oh, there. Hey, you.
And then
Yeah.
go there on the left.
Oh.
There, right.
Oh, there.
And then you open the gate and can attack.
Thank you for actually listening to instructions.
I didn't listen to instructions. I sort of half remembered this.
Thank you for just being awesome then. Oh, that's wrong.
Oh, I love the big axe.
I hate the big axe.
I really like in the later games how that is when you can pick them up, but I wanted to do more with that. That if you pick one up, that you could keep it. Not that you can pick up all the weapons, but you could choose one to keep until you threw it away or something.
Yep. I tend to drop them all the time.
Yeah, but it's like you would drop it as soon as you would do something else, and then you would have lost it. So it's like there's no point in learning how to use this if I just lose it. And the same with the guns in 3.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. People are suggesting things. China. We have Australia, Portugal.
Just to be safe. Come join me once they're dealt with.
Etchu says more Adiwali. That's the guy from the DLC of Black Flag, right?
Yep.
No one knows, but something has him on edge. How else?
And Assassin's Creed in Roman times would be awesome. That could actually work, but the only thing for me with that is that we've sort of had 3 sort of set in Italy.
Yeah, that's kind
Something
of
different.
enough.
And I like that we're doing in France now, but then I sort of don't want anymore. I Spain could be cool, but it's like enough now. Let's do something else.
Yeah.
London could be cool in like Bloodborne era.
And Victorian
yeah,
London, yeah,
that could be cool. But we're gonna get Bloodborne there in the order set in Victorian England, so a few years maybe. But I think Vikings could be cool. Japan, maybe something Eastern Europe. What about Yugoslavia, First World War,
First World War, that's been mentioned before. That could be kind of cool.
and the whole killing that set off the First World War, and
Oh, yeah.
that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, because I was thinking a bit about that. And just we talked a lot about their different creeds. And, oh, crap! He's running away. The assassins having a creed. Nothing is real. Everything is permitted. And
Get to Santa Maria.
we had the Templars just having knowledge that the assassins really they keep getting the shaft. Really, they have this idea about human freedom. No, but thinking they supported the Revolutionary War in the U.S. trying to get the U.S. free. And that
Are you doing
and
the
that
towers
would-
for me now?
Oh, right, there was a tower there. Right. What you had then in, of course, what happens in the U.S., it's one of the big, like, beacons of capitalism, which becomes kind of something that the Templars later would use.
Yeah.
And then you have, for example, what could be really interesting to see with the French Revolution, because it looks like the assassins are on the side of the revolutionaries, at least if we look at the way it's been depicted in
Yeah,
trailer,
that
for
makes sense
example.
because that's the side it makes sense to play on.
Yeah.
You know.
But
But
then,
I liked Rogue is sort of flipping that.
yeah, that's going to be
Yeah.
interesting. But then what happens is that after the revolution is done, we get this period of terror where revolutionaries are just cutting people's heads off.
Oh, that would be
left
cool
and
if they do a
right.
sequel where then you play as the Templars.
Try to
Go, you know,
to stop
but
it.
just I think
It's
in
just-
general doing like historical people has worked really well for me. So like doing Napoleon, or doing Alexander the Great, or doing Attila,
Yeah.
the Hun. Some of that stuff I think is really cool, especially if it's not the main thing, but that's sort of a side thing, sort of like AC3, but even more side thing would be really cool.
That could work in China with the Mongols. and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. And that's how I feel about Leonardo da Vinci. That worked really well, where I love that more than any of the other stuff here. It's like that Leonardo da Vinci here, and he's sort of helping it. It makes sense with the inventions, but it's not the main thing of the game, you know? I'm interested to see how that works with Unity.
What am I supposed to do?
Get to Santa Maria.
Santa. That's where I am right now, right?
But, talk?
Ezio, your uncle's under
Oh.
attack and needs help. Go to him.
Where are you going?
I hope they won't touch in Russia. Nikolai Orlov is well treated in the comics. Yeah, that's true. Kawada Kun says.
All right, we still need to.
Oh, maybe an Assassin's Creed during Vietnam War. I like that, although I
Whoa,
think
that's-
getting anything past the First World War, maybe that's even too late, is dangerous with guns. Because even in AC3, I didn't enjoy the firearms. I enjoyed the bow, but
That is very true.
what about an Assassin's Creed set in the future? Is that something we want? It could be very cool. It could also be terrible.
I'm leaning toward
Terrible.
being terrible. Yeah.
But I mean,
That can be that Watchdog.
I'm just thinking if they do it like way in the future,
Hey,
what
what
what if it's, you know,
See, it's too dark.
equilibrium sort of thing where
Equilibrium.
where it's like the guns have been taken away. There's laws against guns. They've tried to make like a world, you know, almost like resetting in a way. And
Well, what you could, I mean, when you say Equilibrium, with in Black Flag with the guns, the kind of the cool moves. That,
Yeah.
Oh, there's a glyph there. What time is it?
we have 20 minutes.
Oh, okay, then I'm not going to do a glyph now. What you could do, I'm thinking about the gun katas they do in Equilibrium. The way they move with the guns.
Yeah. But
That is
as
very
this also said in the chat, like I wouldn't want there to be guns. I don't enjoy that. But I just think some futuristic stuff without guns could be cool. You know, almost like the way lightsabers work in Star Wars. Not that I want there to be lightsabers, but they've sort of made a way of in Star Wars. You know, guns is not the most powerful thing.
No.
So either stripping it away or making guns not important and making it more about the parkour and the movement and everything as well. I think could be fun.
That's
But
why
I'm still leaning towards, I think Japan and Vikings are what I'm hoping for.
Right. And then I'll add Japan and Egypt to that.
Egypt, yeah.
But I'm guessing with all the assets they're doing for Unity, we're gonna see at least one more game set in that era.
Yeah.
Just like we're seeing.
But I'd
with-
also rather wait a couple of years and then get a proper, you know, Japan game or something than instead of the...
There he is, our future Pope.
Muy bien. May the Father of Understanding guide you. May the Father of Understanding guide you. Comandante! Comandante! What?
Maximilian says, by the way, he is the guy who's in charge of our GTA crew. We're playing GTA tomorrow, so I think shout out to him for helping out with that. He does a lot of good work with that. He says Assassin's Creed Stone Age, where you would be more like a Connor-styled assassin running around with a very sharpened stone and other simple weapons.
That could be.
That could be cool, and I mean, I think it goes back to what is important for these sort of games is that it's, I don't know, no guns, you know.
Yeah. How would you do the hidden blades?
I mean, it's sort of iconic, but I don't think you need to have it in most things. It could be cool that it sort of ends with you. You know, you don't have metal in the beginning, but it sort of ends with you discovering metal and building the first very simple hidden blades.
That could work. There we go.
Or maybe even, you know, a series of 2 or 3 games where it would only be in the last one that you would get to the hidden blade. That would be cool.
Could work.
Adam and Eve do that whole story, you know, the first assassins.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed, the first assassins.
That is a good title.
Pezzo di merda! Vorrei solo che avessi sofferto di più!
Kim says, AC, Rise of an Apple, you know, the company, you're killing jobs. Would you ever want something like crazy, like zombies, or like, now we said future, but like crazy aliens or something in Assassin's Creed? Or would you want to keep it clean?
Yes.
Keep the lore.
Keep it clean as this gets. Yeah, the kind of the alien stuff, the first Civilization guys, that's quite alien enough for me in Assassin's Creed. I mean, it would have been so easy just to go completely.
Yeah, I'm
batshit
happy they
crazy
haven't
with
done
this,
that.
so.
That sort of ruined Indiana Jones for me.
Oh,
a lot of things were like, oh, aliens? There's that. I feel like that's such a cop-out excuse.
Yeah.
Aliens and magic. Oh, it's magic.
There was a bit of a magic in there was a bit of magic in the old ones.
Yeah, but
that's quite enough.
It doesn't feel. It's more when they build up a world where they sort of excuse things by magic. It actually is a little bit here with the Animus, but it doesn't feel too much. Actually, I don't think that's the problem. But some games I feel like, oh, there's this magic power, and you don't really understand the rules of it.
No.
Well, I don't feel you're not that overpowered here because of that. You know.
No, I agree.
Oh, Indian Cobra says, yeah, Stone Age could be pretty cool. But that was before the birth of Christ, so there wouldn't be any Templars to fight. But actually, maybe that's a difficult thing to touch, but something about the birth of Christ, Jesus, and that whole period.
The birth of Christ
could actually be cool.
Is that lore-wise locked in? I mean, the organizations could be
before that?
Be incredibly old.
I don't know, but I think something to do with that period is really interesting as well, tying into the Romans that has been mentioned before. But that's dangerous. What side is Christ on, Templars or Assassins, and what side are you on?
Let's not deal with it.
Why not? You've done us a great service before. With Vieri dead, La Toscana will grow quiet once more. Do you know what that means?
Somewhere in this office, a cell phone is ringing.
It might be mine. I don't think I just silenced it and turned it off.
Just hear that buzzing sound.
Yeah. A lot of phones are ringing right now. We're a popular people here at Gamereactor.
Yeah, we do.
I will say you're not going to get any of the swag by calling us, so if it's any of you, it's not going to work. Oh, LI lost.
I went the wrong way.
One thing I hope more future games do that sort of started doing in Shadow of Mordor is getting rid of these like game over sort of screens, where instead of you just LI lost, blah blah blah. That it's hard for me because I'm really bad at wanting to do a perfect run, which already screws my head with playing Shadow of Mordor. But that there's no like reset in that way, that you just sort of build on the story in some way with this I think would be really cool. I hope they do that in more games.
But that's the way they dealt with that in the first Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Yeah,
really like that. Like, no, this is my story. That's not what happened.
Yeah.
And then went back. I don't like that. Just as a. It was a nice way of explaining it, and what they tried to explain here as well. When you die, is actually you become desynchronized with your memories.
I really like that in Assassin's Creed actually, but I would like them sort of to evolve that in a way where you don't get that screen, but you build on it in some other way, you know, because you actually do just go back to the previous checkpoint.
Yep.
you know, you have a sort of a version of that maybe they could get inspired by. Use something from with Rogue Legacy. Have you played that?
No.
Where you play as the heir. Whenever you die, you go into the castle, and whenever you die, you play as your heir.
Yeah.
That I mean, I don't think that would work in Assassin's Creed now with the lore, but something like that it could be sort of fun.
I read a letter there, kind of. You skip past that. I'm sorry if somebody was sitting there hoping for the story in that letter, and I just clicked it away. I'm so sorry, but it would have taken a while to go through. I really want to play Brotherhood now.
Yeah.
Since we're skipping it here.
Yeah, for people, we're sort of playing the main games: 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then Unity, which I guess we count as a main game, even though it doesn't have a number now.
That's definitely.
That's actually one thing that annoys me a little bit. That 2 is good, Brotherhood, all right, doesn't have a number, Revelations, 3, fine, and then 4 is called 4 Black Flag. That screwed in my head a little bit. It should either have been 4 or Black Flag. You know what I mean?
I feel your pain.
Help me.
Yeah,
That's my OCD sort of thing that kicks in. Kim says, AC Mortar, you're going to assassinate Sauron. Well,
yeah.
we sort of have
We have
that.
that. Again, not hearing what they actually said, but it feels...
But also, like, we're sort of showing you a glimpse and talking a little bit about it, and I think I actually want to do this with more games. I really enjoy this, sort of looking back at games and discussing a series and enjoying it in this way, but and giving away cool shit. But if you like this and haven't played it, you should still jump back and play these games and get the story proper.
Yeah. So I'm guessing this is up on the roof then.
Yeah.
Just like running around here. Let's see. Oh, here's a very empty room waiting on all the paintings.
Yeah, I like that they show the empty ones here because they could just not have him there. It's sort of weird that he knows exactly the size of all the paintings, but I like that sort of stuff.
He plans ahead.
Yeah.
I'd like this size.
But it's because it's actually his paintings that someone stole. I really like that sort of thing of showing this is what you'll be able to build, and makes me feel even more like collecting all these things. It's like, I want to fill this up.
Yeah, after a while, there's just a couple of more of them left. And
Yeah.
it's really annoying that you have these blank places. It's actually said where I was supposed to go, so
Yeah.
now I'm going there.
This was what I was thinking of before. I remember there was a point of me having to climb up here.
All right.
I'm surprised how much I actually remember of this game.
No, it's
Even
probably
though
this
I
one.
haven't played it in 5 years, something like that. The only problem now with all this is there's so many games coming out. So many games.
It's always a problem.
Yeah, but at this period, like October, November, is the worst. Not this is the best, but it's like there's so many games.
Yeah.
And now February, I guess.
Yeah. God, it's really hard to see right now.
I counted one day, I think it was 8 games or something like that was moved from October to February. That is insane. All right, we have 8 minutes left, so is there anything you think we should show before the end?
I don't think so. We're not in a point where he's running around looking for these codex pages now. So
actually, I'll ask you about something that I've been kicking around, and I actually haven't told anyone that I have for an idea, and I was actually not planning on sharing it with anyone, especially like the stream or
especially
anything.
not live on.
No, but I sort of haven't. So if you're watching the stream, let us know what you think, because I have this idea that I would like to do a series of stream that's called Hall of Fame, and we would. my dream would be to get developers or people who are in the industry in, and we would simply start building up the Hall of Fame of video games.
All right.
So they would get to pick a game to add to the Hall of Fame. I don't know if us being in Denmark, it's not going to be easy to fly in Cliff Blasinski and Miyamoto, and because that's the two most important people, I guess. No, but doing that sort of thing, maybe we'll do it with all our editors would pick a game, and the viewers could vote for what we should add. And then playing through old classic games, it could be Super Nintendo, it could be Game Boy, or Sega's, or it could be PlayStation 4, whatever.
Sounds like a good idea too.
And then we just have, I don't know, I would like that it was like a different set where we put up like covers or posters or a statue of the games, and then sort of build up a Hall of Fame. And because we don't really have something like that in the industry either. Like there isn't like an official Oscar sort of thing. We have our Game of the Year, all sites and magazines have, and there's the DICE Awards and the BAFTAs that are a little bit more official, but we don't have an official award. We don't have, a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or like, in sports they also have a Hall of Fame often. And just an excuse and a way of playing through classics and older games. We'll see if we get to it, but I was trying to get to play some old Nintendo stuff here, because they just had 125th anniversary as a company.
Oh, yeah.
And it's often hard to get to those, but I just think that could be really cool of looking back and I feel like that a little bit with this now, where it's like we really look back at how awesome this game actually is.
Yeah. Get on it.
And people are now asking about, I sort of teased that I got the Bloodborne thing. Teased people with that. I haven't played it because it's not open yet. And I'm checking with Sony whether we can actually share anything about it other than we have it.
I just want to play that game.
Another game that comes out in February.
Yay! Which means I'll have to get a PS4 before then.
Like, February looks crazy.
The game?
No,
Oh, February.
That game as well, but like, I don't know if are you excited for The Order?
Not that much. I kind of like the setting.
Yeah. I think I'm more excited about that than most people, but then we have The Witcher coming out as well.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm more excited for The Witcher than
I thought you would be. What else do we have?
I love Witcher 2. It's
I think Batman was set there, but that's been moved to June now. What else do we have? We had so many games coming in February. It was crazy.
I think I'm gonna stand here and pose. Look at him.
Do you have a favorite game of all time? And is that one of the Assassin's Creed games? If it is, because I know you really like those games.
This is one of my favorite series ever.
And Brotherhood.
Favorite game ever? No, that's tricky.
If we did a Hall of Fame, do you think we should we add Brotherhood to that list? Do you think it deserves to?
Hall of Fame is kind of tricky because that
depends on how many games do we add to that.
Yeah, I mean they're fantastic games and I love them, but I'm not sure I would have added it.
It also depends. Do we do 10, 20, or 200 games? You know?
Yeah.
And there's something about maybe like adding games like Tetris and Pong. And
they need to be in there, though.
Yeah.
You need to have those kind of games. I don't know, actually. That would be...
Oh, and for people asking about GIFs, someone tweeted us. I tweeted out today. By the way, we have a at Gamereactor TV Twitter and at Live Gamereactor where we'll tweet out about us streaming and tweet out a picture of what we're giving away. And someone were like, "Oh, you're not giving away anything for PC today," because I tweeted out what we're giving. And I was like, "We did last time. Get it out of Steve Kona and a figure." And next time we have for AC3 we have a collector's edition for PS3. We have a collector's edition for Xbox 360. And we have a collector's edition for PC. So everyone should have their chance of getting something cool. And then for Black Flag, we have like an insane amount of stuff.
Because when it gets full,
I'll just
Yeah, just do one. Is that
I just do the one. Yeah.
that's the PC version, right?
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is the
So we have one of these for
There we go.
for each of the three consoles. This is the, is it called something? Freedom Edition is the name.
Freedom Edition.
It's the Nordic version, so it has Nordic language on back, but it should be a game that works in.
Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue.
The codes, though, I think only work in Europe. So if you're in the US, you need a European PSN or Steam or Xbox account, maybe. But yeah, pictures on the back here. I don't know if you can see. You could probably Google it as
You got-
well.
Yeah, you
There's
got
a Connor figure, which actually I think it looks really cool, and some other stuff in there. So we're giving away
Yep.
3 of these next time, and then after that we get to the
to the big stuff.
yeah. So that's the plan. As you might already know, it's every 2 weeks on Wednesday.
Yep.
Peter is back for another round of Assassin's Creed. So in 2 weeks, AC3.
C3.
Another 2 weeks, we do Black Flag. And then another 2 weeks, then we have, actually, right now the plan is 2 days in a row, play Unity single player, and partly also to unlock the co-op. Because you need to play an hour or two to unlock any of the co stuff. And then on launch day, we'll play the co-op's part of Assassin's Creed Unity, and we'll have a big competition. I actually don't know yet. We haven't even gotten the gifts for that. Well, I guess that makes sense because the game is not out. But we'll get some cool stuff, and I guess you need the game to participate. So we'll sort out that you're not winning a game you already have. But yeah, more on that in the future. Remember to tune in every other Wednesday for this, and tune in every day. We got cool streams coming up, and we're trying to get gifts to give away. And I think actually, the more you watch, the more publishers will give us gifts to give away. So yeah,
For your own good.
for your own good. And I think until now, the people who are here a lot have won. There's some people who have won, I think, 10 times. So
There you go.
yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining us again, Peter.
Of course,
It's
always,
been-
always a pleasure.
Yeah, that was going to be my line.
You can say it too.
It's
You can say
been a
it.
pleasure, Peter.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with some GTA 5 online on PS3, GR Live Crew on the crew website for Rockstar. Friday, GR Friday Nights, Ghost on 360, and news as always. And then next week, Interstellar Marines, where we'll have a developer in the studio show off that game. And Tuesday will be me getting scared like crazy, playing the new Alien game. Yeah, we'll get to the Rex next week. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. If not, come back for more AC with Peter and all the cool prizes. So yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good rest of the day.
You too.